Welcome back. We just got done fixing the Volkswagen. We checked all the fluids, aired out some tires. We've had a problem with the parking brake stick. We got one side that seems to be doing all right. The other side, it's still kind of sticking. So we're gonna go the tried and true method of ignoring it and not using the park brake. We're gonna start parking it down where you don't need the parking brake. And at work, it's obviously flat. So the price of diesel makes that a necessity to get this thing up and going. It's been sitting for longer than I would like. We also need to get into the garage. I need to get the fuel tank into the back of the truck. I need to get the weights on the back of the tractor. We are expecting a couple more inches of snow, ice here, so it'd be nice to be able to clear the garage for that, or clear the drive with the tractor, and a little bit of weight just helps. So yeah, we're gonna get this started, we're gonna get it moved, and I'll kind of show you what else we have going on. Currently, Juliana is out of town. She went down south to go see some of her family where the weather is a little warmer. They will be gone for a total of 2 weeks. They'll be back in about a week or so. Until then, it's me just kind of getting some projects done. So the Volkswagen is 100% our Dave Ramsey card. It's our cheap beater. It's not always the most reliable thing, but it's cheap. It gets us around right now. And with auto prices the way they are now, it's not changing anytime soon. So we need to get that freed up so we can get driving that. Diesel prices are terrible right now, so it's costing a ton of money to drive the truck to and from work when we really don't have to. That being said, I need to get the truck cleaned up. I'm going down to Texas next weekend to pick up a trailer that I bought. So that'll be exciting, but I really want to get it cleaned up. It hasn't been vacuumed out in quite some time. Hasn't been washed in quite some time. It's about 45 degrees right now, or 44 degrees, somewhere about there. So we're gonna get it washed. We're gonna leave it in the shop overnight with the heater kind of going. That should make sure nothing freezes. Then we'll get the toolbox put in it as well. We'll get the fuel tank put in it as well. And we'll be pretty much ready to take this at the end of the week. We'll drive the Volkswagen most of it. Depending on weather, depending on how icy and snowy it is. The Volkswagen's tires are getting pretty wore down. They are winter tires, and front ones are halfway decent, but these are much better. These are all-terrain tires, and it's got four-wheel drive if you need it. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a once over, make sure fluid levels are where they're supposed to be, get it cleaned up, and we'll be off to the next chore. All right. So we got the truck all vacuumed out and kind of cleaned up, but we don't have any good auto detailing stuff. Just gonna go around and kind of check on some of the animals. We did get a new pup. You can kind of see her in there. Just checking on her, making sure she's all good. And then we're gonna head into town. I got a free pizza coupon, so I'm gonna pick up pizza on the way back, have a little lunch, and then we will continue on. Here she comes. She's a Great Pyrenees husky mix. Apparently it was a neighbor up the road moved in and had a husky, and well, she had a Great Pyrenees, and well, we got a new puppy. So we're gonna go run in town and get some of that clean stuff. It's gonna warm up a little bit more, and then we'll clean the inside of the truck, wash it all down, and put it back in the garage, make sure nothing freezes. The garage needs to be cleaned something terribly. We'll see if we get to that or not. All right, we got the truck clean. We got a couple of issues that we're gonna have to address here in just a little bit. But before we do that, we do have the tractor going. We're gonna get the toolbox and the fuel tank. So the toolbox is sitting over there. Put that back in the back of the truck. We'll get the fuel tank that's in the garage back in the back of the truck. Just use the loader for that, so we don't have to empty our toolbox. But I'll show you a couple things that happened. So right now, both of our water spigots outside are either leaking along the line or broken. The one out by the garage is broken. We thought it was frozen, so I put a heater on it. That didn't do anything. I tried putting salt down the top of it. That didn't do anything. It's not frozen up in the top, so something's wrong with it. It's gonna be something that's gonna have to be addressed this spring or summer. Gonna have to dig that up and replace it probably. Same thing with the other one. We were gonna try to do that at some point anyway, so we'll have to rent some sort of equipment to get out of here to do all that fun stuff. So when I went to go wash the truck, I was just gonna hook up right there. I was gonna use the hot water Everybody loves using the hot water pressure washers, which I have in the past. They're great. So I figured, what the heck, might as well try it, see if that does anything. Obviously, with it being 45 degrees outside, it's not going to be super hot coming out, but it was significantly warmer. However, our hose decided to spring a leak on the end, and while it flooded the basement. We do have a drain, and everything is up on blocks. It's a limestone basement. It leaks all the time. It's no big deal as far as that sense. However, our drain doesn't really drain well, and we have this little shop vac, which is great. When I bought it, we lived in the apartment. It could be tucked away, things of that nature. It was all right. However, when you actually need a shop vac to do things, you know, that a shop vac needs to do, well, you spend more time going up and down the stairs empty it than you actually do sucking up water. So that's a little bit annoying, but yeah, that was exciting to come down and turn off the water and realize that you had a couple inches of water in your basement. So yeah, we got that all cleaned up so far. I'll show you the second thing that we also discovered. So we built this panel run, I guess, on the front of our shed yesterday. It was a little bit warmer. I did get the stakes in the ground just fine. Well, not just fine, it kind of sucked, but they're in the ground. However, we're using 2 older panels and 1 new one. The 1 new one has slightly larger holes, and so as you can see right here, these are a little bit larger than those, especially down there. I was mucking out the basement, and guess who comes walking along? The puppers. So it was something I was kind of worried about, especially putting it together. Today she had kind of been poking her head through it, and I'm sure she just got a little bored and wanted to go exploring a little bit, especially the farm that she came off of. She wandered all over the place with her mom. So we're gonna have to go get a cattle panel, or not a cattle panel, but a hog panel that has the smaller slits down at the bottom. We will put that alongside of it to keep it from getting out of it. So naturally, after we wash the truck and everything, we're gonna have to hook it up to a trailer and haul it into town, because those are 16-foot panels that just don't ride well in the back of the truck. So yeah, that's exciting. That was on the ticket for not playing today. All right, so we're all hooked up. Got the trailer, we got the fuel tank, we got the trailer, and we're gonna go into town with our nice clean truck. Of course, about par for the course. We'll get that hog panel, hopefully get that put up, see what that does. It's kind of why the first day I wanted the pup outside is a day that I was spending the majority of it home. So it's a good thing we did. I had a feeling this was gonna happen, so it's not a huge surprise, just something I was hoping she was gonna be big enough for it, but I guess not. So we'll deal with it now. So we got our panel. It's a hog panel, so it's got the smaller holes, especially at the bottom. A little bit of the same bigger ones at the top, but we should be all right with that. Should keep pup in. We'll go ahead and put that up. We'll let pup out for the rest of the evening. Make sure pup doesn't get out at all. And about par for the course. Of course, we did get a little bit of mud on the truck, but oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna last too long. Plus we didn't do a full scrub and wax and all that good stuff, because well, it's going to Texas and it's gonna get pretty disgusting anyway, I would imagine. So that's about all we're gonna put that panel on, just tie it onto the outside so pup doesn't get out. And yeah, that's what we got going on for the rest of our evening, and we're gonna clean up and go to bed so I can go to work tomorrow. See y'all.